Let's get the lifelinker. If this survives, we should be absolutely fine. And don't forget... Alright, let's do it right this time. They have K, so I think they can nullify the first one. Okay, what are you? Seems super scary. Mills cards, artifact into hand. If you don't, put a counter. Oh boy. I'm already sweating just a little bit, you know? But things might happen soon. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today probably one of the most exciting Super Friends decks in Standard, with Brokers Ascendancy as its absolutely fun favorite, and this is the last chance to play this deck. With Wedding Announcement, things like Danik and insane amount of Planeswalkers, and part of them creates tokens, you can go absolutely crazy with the Ascendancy. While all, you know, Marches, Reveries and Sunfalls, make sure that you don't die to aggro. So guys, this deck goes absolutely crazy. I hope you will like it. Don't forget to subscribe for some of the cool future builds, and let's go into the games. Oh, and we will be fighting more than one battle in this video, but when you see you will know. So enjoy guys. I actually don't want to pain myself, and we would have to pain ourselves for Ascendancy. We need to get into 5 mana, sweep the board, and we should have Ascendancy to get insane value from the Emperor and Tamiyo. Don't forget you can use Tamiyo to get back the Emperor. They don't have exile effects. A main phase, Resolute Reinforcements. Sure. I mean, why wouldn't you play your flash creature setting, you know, this kind of speed? So, do we go Brokers Ascendancy? I think we do. I think it's better than the Wedding Announcement because we have the Emperor. So we will guarantee some value already. And as the game goes further, I hope we get more value. But we will see, we will see. Here's your honk. So, Knight of Chaos turn. You assume they always have it. So that's how we roll. It's not the worst for us. The Recruiter will be the worst for us though. If they have Recruiter, I think we'll have huge trouble in surviving. Tap is very nice for them. That's a perfect 3 cards. Alright, alright. We have to go Emperor right now. Especially that if... well, I guess... I could main phase, but I don't think it's worth it. Like, we get more value if we don't attack, especially that the next turn is Sunfall. Extremely, extremely insanely powerful play. Not only it amplifies literally everything, but it will make sure that every creature until end of the game is just closer to killing us. It's just 2 direct damage by playing a 1-drop. So it's like, you know, it's kinda insane. I wonder if they will go for the Vigilance to prevent the Emperor. Bruh. Alright, I think we will go with the Emperor here. Is it Warden or Knight of Chaos? I mean, Knight of Chaos is 1 damage more, so let's go for it.
My judgment is final.
I want this live game because this will be a very hard game. Let's go for the Sunfall. Our Emperor will have quite a lot of loyalty, but it will be also pretty slow. Do we want a big creature or the big Emperor? I mean, we have Tamiyo, so let's go for the creature. Because Tamiyo can get Emperor back, and it's also better because they will be attacking, right? And a 3-3 with Vigilance is no joke. Like, this kinda nullifies the Recruiter fully. Even with the buff, it will be what, 4-3, I believe? So we can trade. And they don't have too many cards. We are in a bit of a trouble just because of our Leader's Call. This is the card that kills you even if you stabilize the board. And we have some life gain, but we don't have it here. Alright. Good call to not use the clue. It's not worth to overpay 1 mana. So our opponent seems to be knowing what he's doing. This is how you should play. Alright, I'll take it. But you can see how this damage stacks. Yeah, I think our opponent is actually a good player. Because you should not attack into this. And he didn't. So I don't really think we want to go with Tamiyo here. I think it will be Wedding Announcement. We need to stack Ground Army as, you know, like crazy. I think he might actually double trade because it's good for him. And he seems to be actually a good player. So let's just stack our value a little bit. We can go double Ascendancy, which is super tempting, but it's 1 damage. And we get less creatures, so I don't think it's worth it. I think we just go like this. We'll attack on the next turns, but not on this one. Oh no. You need to stack triggers. I completely, you know, forgot about it. I remembered it during main phase, but not when I ended the turn. So you need to first resolve this, and then you need to resolve Ascendancy. So this should be a 2-2 if I was a little bit better player. So let's set on ground. We should be kinda safe. I honestly want our opponent to attack with something because I want to get the Emperor. But I mean, if he attacks, we just trade, so there won't be tapped creatures probably. Like, I need to kill him quickly because the War Leader's Call provides pressure that we cannot fight. Unless we draw Elspeth, but we didn't. Like, Elspeth is absolutely incredible in this deck because all the tokens super grow every turn. Even Mirex is basically a direct damage here. Alright, you know what? With this, it's possible. First things first. I think we only attack... Well, we have Vigilance, we will have a lifelink token, and... Oh, but if we attack with 2, we draw a card. Do I want to draw a card? I'm not sure, I think we actually don't. I'm not sure, man. I think we just attack with this. For maximum damage. Let's go. I want the token really, really much. Let's get the lifelinker. If this survives, we should be absolutely fine. And don't forget... Alright, let's do it right this time. They have K, so I think they can nullify the first one. So I don't have much time. And there is a chance they can keep killing them for like 1 or 2 turns. Alright. How much do you have? How much do you have? They know we can stabilize super quickly. You know what? I think with this there is a chance we are winning. This is a lot of damage. They probably should attack. Alright, I really think they should attack. And now we will probably go with this, right? That's 4 lifelink. That's a lot. We definitely play a land. This will be stronger and stronger every turn. Can I kill them? Because I can get rid of one of the blockers, so it's 9. 13 damage. I like this Damberry now. Let's go for it. What is the correct mana? Alright, 1 blue. We have... Okay, so we have more blue. Let's go. We don't want to pay. We don't have to. So we tap this guy. And that should be it, right? 9, 13. See? That's how you roll. Man, they had double War Leader's Call. And we managed to stab... Bro! He didn't realize what the situation he's in. He thought he's fighting for the value. Well, he's fighting for his life, and to be absolutely honest, this guy played very well. Like, this is how you play Boros, so he was pretty smart about it. Alright, we're going first. Our draw is decent. We don't have anything that is scaling. I think this will be mono red, right? I know, crazy. Man, I'll tell you, right now, basically every game I'm playing on ladder is against red deck. It's either Boros or mono red with a splash for something. What can we go for? We definitely want the March. We cannot pain ourselves, so Reverie is not amazing here. Like, we get some value, but it's not amazing. Our opponent goes fully around our spells because of plotting mechanic, and that's great. That's absolutely great. We need to prepare with the March. We could go with Danik, but then we probably need to exile a card like Sunset Revelry, and I'm not sure if it's worth it. Because they will absolutely, like, they already have the setup. And this is the problem. I held the mana on the last turn, and there's no way to interact with this. So their creatures, similar to Kumano, go around removal on the turn that it should be cast. Right now, if I cast Danik, I'm super behind, even though we had plays for each turn. So Slickshot is absolutely insane in avoiding the normal anti-aggro patterns, and that's great. So we can play Danik, but I fear they will just cast this, into Lightning Strike, into Monstrous Rage. I will lose everything, and the damage will be insane. Reverie is decent. If I don't do anything, what happens? I mean, you know what? I think we just hold the mana. Honestly, the longer the game goes, like, they need to make the play. Here's the Virtuoso, really good for them, that's for sure. Oh, so they will have protection spells. I can kill this, but they will just take a Plains. Yeah, I think with this they won't, because I'm pretty sure they have a protection spell and there's no way around it. Lawrence Escape, right? Well, I guess it gives hexproof as well, not only indestructible. Yep. And with this, I don't think we have any way to go around this. They will also curate their draw. The only good part is that they have so little cards, but I really don't think it matters too much. We also cannot replay the Emperor here, because it's not tapped. I could go Reverie, I don't get too much value from it. Yeah, it has to be the Emperor. That will be a big problem. We have Sunfall and Farewell, so if he had on... like, I think this deck is pretty light on protection spells. It's usually Lawrence Escape. And I think that's kinda it, honestly. And they can pump something right now, there's nothing I can do about it. Well, just being good at Magic. 1 mana card that refills itself. Perfect. Perfect. Alright, yep. Go absolutely crazy. So right now the whole game will boil down to top decks, because if he finds Lawrence Escape, there's nothing you can do. If he is not a good player and he won't get Lawrence Escape, there is a chance. So will they go for the play? They usually are super greedy, even if they don't have to. Like, do you think I will let yourself to hit for 12? Well, they do. They absolutely do. Let's go for this before they draw a card. There's no priority, and they wasted so much damage with this play, it's actually insane. So they will hit Slickshot, but that's it. And even though they could make a different decide, they actually discarded this. Alright, I guess why not? So, we can go Reverie into Danik, or we can just Sunfall this, and potentially get a Farewell on the next turn. I kinda like this play. Slickshot alone is a big problem. But listen, if we get another land and Farewell, this could be even better. Okay, this is way better. This is absolutely way better. Not only we increase the life gain, that will be a problem for our opponent, but also we get 2 loyalty on Emperor, so if they attack our face, and if they don't kill us, we can exile it. And on the next turn we can potentially just go, alright, good call, but that means Danik stays for a while and keeps lifelinking. And that's a big deal. Like, right now they're losing the race, so they need to add to the board. Alright, man, that's a lot of Sunfalls. That is a lot of Sunfalls. So if I want to cast Reverie, I do it first. I'm sorry, Danik. I'm sorry. You are absolutely great, but I think you will have your one moment, because like, I kinda cannot allow this. They will get more Lawrence Escape and all this kind of stuff, and I need to catch them before they have this. And this goes around anything. Unfortunately, we don't get the Dennis, but we have this token, and we have 3 sweepers in the hand, so we need to actually start using them. Alright, like, we're at 17, so even if you... Man, Ancestral Anger, the only card that can give card advantage by costing 1 mana. Alright, cool. So this is 1 card too high of a damage than I expected, but it's fine, it's great. Alright, so. Do we go Reverie here? I mean, this is kinda good enough on its own, or we can just Sunfall again. I think we go with this and we try to stealth damage. 1 white mana. So this is actually a Lawrence Escape. I think that's the only instant white card they have. The other ones are Sorcery Speed. Alright, this could be interesting. Generally I play like this because our draws should be better than theirs. You know, I know they're mono red, but still. So we will go with this. They will Lawrence Escape, right? Do you think there's any chance they waste damage here? I think we have to go with it. Even if we do like Emperor or something, like it's still better this way. So this will be what? 3-4 and indestructible. So no point in blocking more. But we force them to use it. Here we go. Here we go. The Rage. Alright. This wasn't white, so I think this must be their last card, the Lawrence Escape. But we are kinda prepared for it, as you can see. I could Sunfall and get a 3-3, forcing them to draw more. I like this play. I should attack first. I should absolutely attack first. But you know, I usually don't focus on it because every mono-red player just scoops moment they lose the free win potential. 1 damage, sure. And land. Definitely not the draw of my dreams, you know? Definitely not. I kinda don't want flyers. What do we have in the graveyard? We have Emperor, so Tamio could be very interesting. Alright, so let's not go for the graveyards, it's just creatures. This forces him to draw another card, if that's not a flying card. So yeah, this is Lawrence Escape, and they hesitated because they needed to realize that it doesn't protect against mass exile. Yeah, so they have the last card, and we know which card it is. That means they're on the full mercy of top decks right now. And if we can go like this, we can recycle the card. And they don't have a target to cast Lawrence Escape. That allows us to get Elspeth. See, that's how we do it. And I think we can be aggressive here. Especially with this, we can get this to 5-5, so it matters faster. That's the draw, this is Lawrence Escape. Our draws are not perfect as well, but we'll go with them. You cannot play this, yep. Man, I think we kinda played him very nicely here. Alright, we are going first, and once again, guys, I had to go unranked because literally every single game in ranked is mono-red or Boros. Every single game. So we are going unranked to show you that there exist other decks. Alright, so that's it. That's it. Cards. 7 cards. Are you serious? And this is why I like going unranked. Not amazing, but let's see if that's right. Good job. Just so you know, we can keep video a little bit varied. Are you serious? Nobody plays anything else. Alright, opponent goes first. Is it Boros? Oh my god, I will check. Okay, this is a different Boros. You know what? We're taking it. I'm desperate, alright? I will take any aggro deck, just not mono-red and not the usual Boros. Our opponent at least is trying. It might be something in... Man, this could be interesting. Alright, finally. Man, I tell you, you need to go unranked. So let's go for Danik. Just so we can start providing some pressure, especially that we have a Painland here, so no, not a big deal, but lifelink is always nice. They definitely play Helixes, right? Even as an aggro deck, the card is amazing. Brutal Qatar is very strong here, but I hope we can work around it. It will be a little bit annoying. It will be a little bit annoying. I guess I have to main phase, which gives them the map tokens, which I do not love. Otherwise we need to pay a lot and waste a land, which is even worse. Or we can just get lost at the end step when they attack. Alright, I like it the most. We will take some damage, but I think with Danik and Emperor we should have luxury to do it. It's never nice to go into the nighttime against, you know, Brutal Qatar. By the way, this card is very nicely designed. I really like this kind of design. Even though I was Qatar'd so many times, I have so much memories with this one. But I think it's worth it. Man, do you think he will go for it? He needs at least 1 mana. Well, this is kinda rough. I wanted to kill Brutal Qatar, but I guess we have to do this. Not amazing, honestly. Not amazing, but the card is insanely powerful, and we are nowhere close of going farewell, you know? So I can cast Lockdown and kinda force him to not have anything except the Brute. It's not the worst, right? It's also not the best. if he uses 2 map tokens, sorry bro, I need to think, because if he uses 2 mana, he cannot make too many plays. We can play the Emperor and go from there and try to fight for the board, and then use this way later. You know what, I kinda like this idea. Like, we are at 18, they don't have too much pressure. We removed Mondrak, which is nice. Yep, good for them, good for them. A Ganja, a very good draw. Especially that we wanted to make a token, probably. They don't have legendary, so... The Carnosaur, alright. It's getting to the big stuff, you know? Alright, I'm kinda happy they discarded it. Like, it seems slow, but this is a lot of value, and I'm kinda going for the value, you know, place. Well, alright, alright. You know what? Good for you, good for you. That's a very cheers play. Our opponent kinda got us here. Very nice, very nice. Man, this is magic, this is magic. Everyone having fun here. Alright, so they played a Ganja. Okay, what are you? Seems super scary. Mills cards, artifact into hand. If you don't put a counter. Oh boy. I'm already sweating just a little bit, you know? Bad things might happen soon. I don't want to double spell for sure. This is a lot. This is a lot. I could just go Elspeth and keep Teferi for future. I can also double token and hope they cannot remove them. They have this and Brutal Qatar, so they probably can remove one. And that's enough. Yeah, I think we don't go for the Teferi. Like, it's too important of a card. I honestly think we go for double creature. With Farewell, we can try to go like this. Because if they fight here, and on the board and Planeswalkers, at some point we can Farewell, and I want to have Teferi on very nice board. Alright, it's 1 mana. Alright. Alright, not scared at all, right? Carnosaur? I think it will be Carnosaur. Man, I'm actually scared. They will get this 1 turn, probably. Unless we miss on the land, they will get more. But they need to kill us with this. Alright, Brutal Qatar is actually okay. It's not being cast, so yep, it's a nighttime, bro. I think they expected a daytime, to be honest. Alright. This is Fursec, so I think we need to block like this for the best rate. Like, we did a lot here. I'm not sure if it's sacrifice or dance step. It doesn't seem like it. Alright, so... yeah, I think that was an oopsie. I think that was absolutely an oopsie. Do we attack on this turn? No. Well, we can attack before casting Farewell, because we won't do anything more. So creatures, absolutely artifacts and graveyards. We need to make sure... Man, I was scared for a split second that it's an enchantment or something. Let's make some creatures. And let's pump Danik, because in the end they are still an aggro deck. And I want this creature bigger, because they have a lot of decently statted creatures. We need to kill them before they find another, you know, artifact, because this is very hard to stop. And I hope... But this was so fun for me. Alright, I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Alright, we are going first. Let's play some cards. Revelry should be nice, especially on the play, especially if the Painland. So if our opponent plays a creature, they don't want to play the creature? What? So we can live game, but oh man, I really want those creatures. Man, do we go for the card? Like, if we miss the land on the next turn, that's a big deal. Our opponent forgot he has play with fire. We know it, he doesn't. Our average mono-red enjoyer. So, I actually will go for it, just because we can draw a card. And I think not missing the land drop on the next turn, we would miss the land drop and we would lose the game. So, yeah, that was a good call. We have a long way to go, because if we miss anything, this will be super harsh. Alright, man, I'm so happy I made that play. Like, if I didn't do this, I think we would lose the game on the start, because if you generally miss land drops against mono-red, you lose. If you don't have removal, you lose. If they are on the play with the best draw possible, you usually lose. So, a lot of nice gameplay there. Honestly, I think this is a good start. We can attack, right? I think 2 for 1 is a good trade. You know, it's one of our best cards, but the problem is that if you let double Slick Shot stick, you will die on like 2 mana. Like, they can go insanely crazy with this. And even if they have like follow-up, like exactly Swift Spears or something, you can try to fight it. Like, this is a lot of damage, but it's not the same kind of damage, you know? We actually don't mind being lower, because we will be higher. Man, Wrenn is a very nice draw. But honestly, I think we go even more all in. Like, with those wedding announcements, he won't be able to fight us on the ground. Ever. We could go Sunset Revelry, that would be very good value, but it's a 2 mana play, and I think this scales better, especially that the first wedding announcement already flipped. So now they need to go wide. They actually super need Slick Shot right now, and they don't have it. Because now they cannot really win on ground. They can only win in air that they just wasted. So yeah, even with Anger, they have a lot of cards, but their cards don't do much. Listen, go for it, right? I mean, we could just go Reverie on the next turn and draw a card. So if they go Monstrous Rage, that's +4, right? So it's 6 power, so it kills everything. Maybe we just force them to use 1 card. Yeah, because they need Trample. They really want to get the damage through, so they are not patient enough to actually trade favorably. They will start using a lot of cards. And that's good for us. That's good for us. Because our creatures are kinda infinite. Very nice draw. So, I cannot get there, right? On this turn. We could Sunset Revelry, but that's kinda it. I think we just get lost. And get more creatures. That's okay, right? Later we can Sunfall. I would love to get Wrenn. I mean, we could get an extra blocker, but I don't really want to lose lands. I think we just stay on ground here. When this flips, our value will be way higher on the ground. And soon they want, like, I want to have untapped mana so I can kill whatever they will buff. And with this, I don't think they can overpower our ground army. I think that's the play. That's why getting rid of double Slick Shot was so important. Like, if they went Anger into Monstrous Rage, it would be like 16 damage at start, basically. And that's great. They also went for super greedy play and they wasted double Slick Shot. Usually you want to kinda plot them to go for 1 huge turn the moment your opponent taps out. Because the power of Slick Shot is that it basically holds your opponent hostage and you invest a turn, and now for the rest of the game your opponent needs to keep like 2 mana for interaction. And yeah, there's not much he can do around it. And when he taps, you just go all in for 0 mana and buff everything. Our opponent is probably salty, because he assumed that playing all the cards from the hand should be always enough to win the game. And man, when they don't get the win, they salty. Let's pretend that he maybe got disconnected, you know? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just Mono Red being Mono Red, you know? Alright guys, I hope you had a lot of fun. We met way too many red decks today, but you know what? I think that's great, just because we can prove that we can fight them with things like Reverie, a lot of marches, Wedding Announcement, that is one of the mid-game cards that can actually, you know, give you better board than red decks. And man, this card is actually insane against them. If you have time to flip it, you usually get insane board advantage. So if you add all of this and you can survive against red decks, that's a win. Like against, you know, things like Golgari, we should be absolutely golden just because we out outvalue them so hard. And against control decks, you have so many Planeswalkers, and things like Nissa can win the game on their own. I decided to go for one Jace. Originally it was two, but I really wanted second Elspeth for more lifelink. But you know, if you are targeting control decks and value piles, you can just skip on one Elspeth or Emperor and just increase the Jaces. Don't forget you have Tamia, so you have potentially extra Jace, Emperor or Elspeth, and she grows super quickly, so you might get more from this card than you expect. So yeah, I really enjoyed the deck. I think it kinda scales like crazy. It's probably the hardest scaling deck we have made so far, so yeah, it's very fun to play. However, you need a good setup, so of course, usually, like, you need to start with Wedding Announcement, then go Ascendancy, and in 2 or 3 turns you absolutely outscale everything. I also think that Emperor is an amazing combination with Ascendancy, especially that it's 1 turn later, right? So we play this, then you play Emperor at the end step, you make 1 token, then you make another token, you end the turn, and basically you have 4 mana, 6/6 with Vigilance, that also gives you a Planeswalker. And this is one of the plays that can get you back into the game after falling behind, you know, with the setup, with Brokers Ascendancy. And I think plays like this are super important. We also play quite a lot of Sunfalls and Lockdowns and One Farewell, so we actually want to sweep the board most of the time. I think with Danik we have a little bit more chance. Like, you don't need to play Danik, to be absolutely honest, but it fits deck so perfectly. Like, it scales so well with Ascendancy, Emperor, Elspeth. Like, you have so many good plays with this. So you can either at Reveries, or you can make it, you know, I guess you cannot make it rotation proof, right? Because Brokers Ascendancy unfortunately will leave standard, and without this, of course, the whole strategy for the deck won't really work. So, you know, a fair warning, if you want to craft it, probably not the best time, but if you for some reason like me have those lying around, this might be your best, you know, shot to enjoy the deck while you still can. You know, this is one of the most fun archetypes. We have made decks like this before, and they're always super fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me what you think in the comments, as usually. I really do appreciate those. And yeah, see you guys tomorrow.